Well, good Saturday afternoon to everyone, or actually Saturday morning. You're still here on the East Coast about 11:30, trying to beat the college football games as best I can without going too early. This is the NBC game of the week, 1986. It's inside pitch. Inside pitch, 1986. Next to last Saturday in the regular season for the 1986 season. Unfortunately, the Stratomatic computer replayed all four divisions have been decided, so not really a whole lot to play for. But I figured since Boston won the AL East in real life in 1986 and they didn't win it in this replay, this will be the Boston's swan song, I guess you want to call it. Their last chance. I do believe in real life this is the day they clinched the pennant, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was September the 26th, I think it was, on that Saturday. It might have been the 27th. I don't remember the exact date, but that's what we got. And probably next Saturday, can do either two options. I can either play the final Saturday of the regular season on an NBC game of the week, probably Giants and Dodgers, although it has no effect on the pennant race, or we can go straight to the playoffs. I haven't really decided what I want to do yet. It all depends. I'm supposed to have the house to myself today, but my wife was feeling not so well, so she did not go to work. So now I'm up here in the man cave. Not my normal spot, so a little bit out of sorts. I did get my new printer, got it all installed, and these two things here were printed off the new printer, so I guess it's doing okay. Hello, Robert. How are you? Good to see you. So we'll go ahead and get this thing going from Fenway Park in Boston. Like I said, it has no effect on the pennant races. This is just a enjoy your Saturday morning / afternoon NBC game of the week. Starting pitchers for Toronto is Jim Clancy, and for the Red Sox is Bruce Hurst. And there you have your starting lineups, your benches, because remember, September, we have extended benches and bullpens, so you got a lot of bench guys for both teams, a lot of bullpen guys for both teams. So each manager will have plenty of opportunity. The way Inside Pitch does things, there are a few players that were traded during the midseason, and Inside Pitch carded them with their original team, such as Spike Owen. He's with Seattle on the card, but of course, he was acquired from Seattle by Boston midseason, so and he's pretty much an integral part of them getting to where they got. All right, so got the dice here. We're going to do blue and white, and then the red D20. All right, I think everything. I'm just trying to check my things here. Yeah, Robert. I'm also simming this on Diamond Mine, and Boston once again woefully underperformed. So I don't know if it's just one of those things where they just outperformed their numbers in the regular season, or whether they truly were, the computer just doesn't like them for whatever reason. I don't know. What I'm going to try to do is, let's see, I'm trying to figure out where to put some of these things so you can see. I think the ballpark card can go here and still be seen. Let me double check it. I'll move it and see, so I can have room for the pitchers and base runners and stuff like that. Hopefully that can work. We shall see. It's on a little bit of a delay from what I'm seeing on the computer versus what I'm doing in real life. So let's see here if the ballpark will show up the way I want it. Looks like it will. I think there's enough room there. Yep, there's enough room there. Okay, so we'll leave the ballpark right there. Okay. We're ready to go here. NBC game of the week. Hello, Tim. How are you doing? Yep, like I said, I'm upstairs in the man cave, and I'm using this board, which I haven't used in a while. So, I've just started using, I should say. So it's, I'm still fidgeting with it and trying to figure out what the best way to do a presentation is. I think this will work okay. I'm looking on the computer now at the live stream. It looks like everything is in place. Kind of messy on my score sheet here, my little thing. I didn't have a chance to print anything out, so I took a old History Maker scores sheet, cut out the line score part, and wrote that in. Yeah, it's interesting. Action PC would do that. I haven't done a 86 replay in Action PC. I ought to sim it just to see what it does. But that's a strong possibility. And for those that came in late, what I was thinking about doing next week is the last Saturday of the regular season in 1986. And since the pennant races are already decided, I could either play the last Saturday, which the game I picked out would be the Dodgers and Giants with Fernando Valenzuela pitching, or we can start the playoffs. That could be game one of the probably the ALCS, Yankees and Angels on payoff pitch. So I've got some decisions to make. We'll see how it goes. Right now, we'll go ahead and get this game going. I'm not keeping score, so I don't have anything in front of me to keep score with. But I do have the line score here, and I've got everything here. The only thing I got to keep track of is how many batters these guys have faced. But with all the pitching and whatnot, I probably won't let them go that long anyway to worry about it. So probably doesn't matter. All right, so Tony Fernandez will lead things off for the Blue Jays against Bruce Hurst, switch hitter batting right-handed. And we're underway on the game of the week. 1-2, and that's a strikeout chance, 17, way too high for that. So we go to Fernandez. 2-6, and that's a single past second base. So how about that? Tony Fernandez leads off with a single to start things off. And he's got an attempt of 4. -1 from Hurst makes it a 3. No, nothing going on that on the strat roll. That'll bring up Garth Clockwork Orge. He's playing second base in this game. Infield halfway for the double play. That is a 2-3. It's another strikeout chance, but 20 is way too high for that. So Hurst will deal to Orge, 3-4. And he just missed a double to left on a 3-3. 3-4 is a ground ball to first. Could be a double play. Now, with the adjusted rules, the first baseman who used to get a boost for being in the double play setting does not anymore. So they won't add anything because of the infield being halfway. We've got the 2 here, the 0 here. Now we will add the pivot of Spike Owen because he is the pivot at short. Spike Owen's pivot is a +1. So we're actually going to have a 1-3 for a double play chance. And it is a 3, so they will turn it 3-6-3 double play for 2 quick outs. One other thing I don't have here is my little outboard, which I used to use the strat thing for that. I had the outs already printed on there, so don't have those, but we'll go with what we have. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Damaso Garcia, or Damaso Garcia, however it is pronounced. 2 outs, bases clear now. 4-3 is a blank on Hurst. Go to Garcia, 6-1, ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. So the double play kind of took away anything the Blue Jays might have thought they had going. After half an inning to play, it is Toronto nothing and Boston coming to bat. And leading off for the Red Sox will be Wade Boggs. I did look up the 1986 computer on the strat. I'm doing the strat replay with it and letting it sim everything. And I did look up the league leaders, and actually Kirby Puckett led the league in batting. Wade Boggs was second. So it's kind of interesting there. All right, here is Jim Clancy facing Wade Boggs. 3-4, that's a blank. We go to Wade Boggs. 3-6, that's a asterisk 1, double star 1, which is a fly to center. 1 down, and that brings up Marty Grin and Barrett. 4-6, that's a ballpark card. So we're going to Fenway. I'll bring that in a little bit closer. We are going to Fenway Park for the Marty Barrett at bat. 6-1 is a double to right field. So how about that? Marty Barrett, thanks to Fenway, gets a double. So Marty Barrett going to try to get something going for the Red Sox with this double. See what he can do. He does have an attempt of, well, actually the attempt would be 0 because his attempt to steal third would be cut in half. It's a 2, but it's a -1 here from Clancy. We make it a 1. You cut it in half. It's a 0.5, and you round down to 0. So he cannot attempt to steal, but there's a chance for a pickoff. So we roll and make sure we don't get a 20. We do not. Here's Billy Buck. 6-6, that's a range play. They are normal depth in the infield, so no reduction there. If it's an infield check, after all. It's a single to center field, but it is a range check on the center fielder, Shepard. One of the September call-ups for the Blue Jays. It is a guy named Ron Shepard. He is playing in center field instead of Lloyd Mosby, who would normally play center field. He is a 3, so we're checking the range. It's a single to center, but it's a possible range will take that away. So we shall see. It does not. It's going to get through for a base hit. Marty Barrett, can he score? Single to center, Marty Barrett runs at a 3. Single to center, you add 2, makes him a 5. And then Shepard's arm, I believe, was a 0. Yep, 5, and so it's anything other than a 6, he will score. And he does. So Marty Barrett scores. The Red Sox take a 1-0 lead on the RBI single from Billy Buck. 1-0 Red Sox, and that brings up Jim Clancy as Shepard was unable to get to that on the range play. We rolled a 5, so I don't even think that Mosby would have gotten to that. Mosby is only a 2 in center, actually, so he definitely wouldn't have gotten to it. Buckner's attempt of 1, but a -1 makes it a 0. But again, we check for the pickoffs. Make sure there's no 20. There is not. Infield halfway for Jim Rice as there's 1 out and 1 in. 2-1 is a hit by pitch chance. He's a 4. -2 is a 2. That's a 16. No hit by the pitch. We go on to Rice. 3-1 is a pop to short. 2 down. And that'll bring up Don Baylor, Mr. Hit by Pitch. Nothing on the strat. Clancy, 1-6, double question mark against a right-hander. It's a 1-5 for an out, but that's a 17, so nothing doing there. We go to Baylor. 6-6 for Baylor is a star 1, which is a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. But the Red Sox do pick up a run thanks to Billy Buckner's RBI single. And at the end of 1, it is Boston 1 and Toronto 0 from Fenway Park on this Saturday morning/afternoon. I believe the actual date is September 25th, 2022. I think this game was played September 27th, 1986, if I got my dates correct. Not 100% sure, but you never know. All right, and I did purchase a, I forget what they call it. It's one of those things that boosts your Wi-Fi signal to another room. So I got that upstairs in the next, out in the hallway. So hopefully that's boosting my signal so I'm not having a dragging signal by being upstairs. All right. Actually pretty inexpensive and pretty easy to set up. I was surprised. All right, here's George Taco Bell. 4-2, and that's a strikeout chance. 10 will not be getting him. He's too high for that. Bell, 4-4, is going to pop to third. Wade Boggs is there, 1 down, and that's going to bring up Jesse Barfield. 2-1 is a range play at the ballpark, so we bring back Fenway Park a little closer for a range check. That's a 6-2. It's a ground ball to first, but we're checking Buckner's range. Boy, that's kind of ironic, isn't it? Checking Billy Buckner's range. His range is a 3. So, will he get to this or not? He will not. It gets past him. That's eerily similar to what happened in the series. So, it is going to get past him for a base hit. Jesse Barfield will single to failed range play on a G3. And I don't think that turns into where you do a 5 and a 6 to see if you get the extra bases. I'm pretty sure. Let me check my failed range check here. Failed range. Where are you on this board? Failed range. Here it is. Failed successful range play. G3 is a number 3. No, wait a minute. G3 is... Yeah, it says number 3. All right, it's just one base as far as I can tell. So here is Upshaw with 1 out and 1 on. Barfield has an attempt of 1. Not going to get it, so Upshaw will swing away. Hurst, 6-1, strikeout chance 7 will get him against the lefty. So Upshaw down on strikes for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Kelly Gruber. Nothing on the strat. 2-5, and that is a strikeout chance, and a 1's going to get him. So Bruce Hurst pitches around the Billy Buckner failed range play. Takes care of business, and that's going to do it for the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 in favor of the Red Sox. And Clancy back out. We'll be facing Dewey Evans to lead things off. It'll be Evans, Armas, and Gedman. For some reason, Armas is in center and not Dave Henderson. I'm not sure why, but maybe it's a Saturday game or day game or something. I don't know. But here's Dewey Evans. Clancy, 1-1, strikeout chance, got him. Dewey is gone. One away for Tony Armas. Clancy, 6-4, strikeout chance, 14, though, is too high. We go to Armas. Whoops. We go to Armas. 3-4 for Armas is a ground ball to short. Fernandez makes the play. 2 up, 2 down for Rich Gedman. 5-3, and look at this. Against righties, he would give us some serious home runs. Against lefties, he would get them out. He was much better against lefties according to what his card is showing. I didn't look it up, but then again on this split, he gives a lot of home runs to lefties. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird how it's rated, but we'll go with it. But the 5-3 says it's a star line against a lefty, which Gedman is a lefty. So it is going to be an out. We just have to figure out what kind of an out. And it is a ground ball to short. So 1-2-3 inning for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the second. They get nothing done. We go to the third. Still 1-0 Boston. And it'll be the bottom portion of the order for both teams coming up. It will be the little used Ron Shepard. He had 69 at-bats in 65 games. I imagine he was a defensive replacement / pinch hitter or pinch runner or something. He's a righty. That's why he's in there against Hurst, although his card doesn't have splits, and rightfully so. He only had 69 at-bats. I wouldn't expect splits on that. But he's in there against Hurst. 3-3 is a possible error. And that's a 1-5, which is a double to left field. So how about that? Shepard doubles to left. There is no error because that's a 17, and Rice doesn't have an error rating that high. But it is a leadoff double for little used Ron Shepard. So Shepard gets the leadoff double. He has no attempt, but there is a chance for a pickoff for Bruce Hurst, so we do roll the strat looking for a 20. And we don't get it. So here comes catcher Buck Martinez, and he's in there because of the lefty as well. Normally Ernie Witt would catch, but against the lefty, they have Buck Martinez. He only had 160 at-bats, but he does have the splits because he played enough against lefties to give him enough at-bats to do the splits. So that's why he's in there. 5-3, possible error on a ground ball. 1-2, that's a question mark to left. That's an 8 against left-handers. That is a double for Buck Martinez. Double for Buck Martinez, and I don't believe on a double to left you would check for an error on a grounder. That wouldn't seem to make any sense. Double to left. Let's see. Well, it does give a little thing here about number 5. So let's see. Roll 1d6. It says he boots the ball. The chart does say it right here. Failed error, e.g., when you do a double to left field, it says number 5, and that says hit with boots ball, roll 1d6 versus the ABR of the runner. If higher than ABR, then the runner advances 1 base. Otherwise, he advances 2 bases than normal. So to me, it says if there's an error, or there was an error, I should say. So we're going to check and see if there is, well, first of all, see if it's an error or not by the error rating. You can't just assume it's an error. So the double went to center field. Center fielder error rating for Tony Armas. Let me not get ahead of myself here. Tony Armas. Let's find his card. Now I'm all out of sorts because I don't know what happened to the whole Red Sox lineup I just had in front of me. I said it then. That's kind of weird. That's really, really weird. If this was a video, I'd say I'm going to pause the video and check it out, but now I don't see anything. It's like the whole lineup just disappeared. Very, very strange. It's what I get for being, oh, you know what you know why I didn't see it? Because Spike Owen's on top and he's in blue. That's why I didn't see it. All right, so the center fielder, Tony Armas, his error in center field is a 9. That is an 8. However, I believe. Hey Brian, how you doing? Let's see here, just read. All right, the D20 was used to check the hit, I do believe, on Buck Martinez, because we rolled and against the lefty on the question mark 7, he got the double, so we'd have to re-roll to check for an error. So I can't use this again for Armis. I got to re-roll. He's an error rating of 9. And it's a 3, so it will make the error. So it will be an error. And now we're going to use Buck Martinez's run rating, which is a 1. And it says here, on the 1, it says, if the roll 1d6, if it's higher than the ABR, the runner gets 1 base. So in other words, if we roll a 1, then he will score. If not, he will be stuck at third because he only gets the 1 base. And he rolled a 1, so it's not greater than his base run rating. So he actually is going to score. Buck Martinez is going to come around and score. It's going to go a double and a 2 base error. And 2 runs are in for the Blue Jays. And they have now taken a 2-1 lead as Tony Armis butchered that almost as bad as I butchered everything. But that's the way we rolled it. We got a 1, so it was not higher than the ABR of the runner. He was going to, since it was an error, he was going to get to third anyway with 1 extra base from the double to the error. But since that came along, you get the extra base, and therefore he scores. Well, I hope that was clear as mud. So thank you, Robert, for confirming that he did score on that. That I did it correctly. There was an error, so not only does he get the 1 base, but we rolled the D6, and the D6 was not higher than the base run rating of the hitter, so therefore he scored. All right, 2-1 now. 2-1 now. How about that? As the Blue Jays, still nobody out either. Hurst, 1-1's a walk chance. 18 is too high. Fernandez. 5-5, ground ball to first. That's the first out. 1 away for Garth Orge. 2-1 Blue Jays. Hurst, 1-1. Another walk chance, but 20 is too high. 3-3, and against the lefty, he's going to double to left field. Last time he grounded to first, he just missed that result. This time he gets that result. Against the lefty Hurst, Garth Orge will double. So he's in scoring position with 1 out. And we roll the D20 to make sure there's no 20. There is not, so nothing happening. Hurst, 6-4. That's a straight-up home run chance right here. Straight-up home run. Garcia's a 4, but that's a 13, too high. So Garcia will not get the home run, but he will get the swing. 2-1. He's going to ground it to third. Ground it to third for out number 2. Now let's check the base running. With a runner on second base. Runner on second base and a ground ball to third. You have to roll a 6 for the runner to advance to third base. He did not, so Orge will hold. So 2 outs, 2 in, and a runner at second. Strategy roll for Hurst. Nothing happening. Here's George Bell. Hurst, 6-3, strikeout chance. 15 is too high. Go to Bell. 3-4. He's going to pop it to second. That's going to end the inning. So Toronto will just take the 2 for their trouble. Both runs were earned because the other run, Martinez, would have scored on Orge's double anyway. So both runs do end up being earned for anybody that cares. And we go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-1 Toronto. And coming up, it'll be Spike Owen in his Seattle Mariners jersey. He hasn't changed jerseys yet after the trade. Never got around to it, I guess. So Spike Owen leads off against Clancy. 4-2. 4-2 is a strikeout chance. 14 is too high. Spike Owen. 3-1, ground ball to short, 1 away. That flips the order over to Wade Boggs. Clancy, 2-4, and that's a star line, automatic out, so Boggs doesn't get a chance. It will be a ground ball to first, 2 down. As Upshaw takes to the bag himself, 2 up, 2 down for Marty Barrett. 2-2, and that's a blank. We go to Marty Barrett. 3-5, and that's a ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Jim Clancy. And the Red Sox go pretty quietly. We go to the fourth. Still 2-1 Toronto. And leading things off for the Jays will be Jesse Barfield. So Barfield will lead it off. 6-4, and again, Hurst found a straight-up home run chance, and he did it against the wrong guy. That's Barfield. 16, that's a 9. It's gone. Kaboom! Jesse Barfield cranks it up. And the Blue Jays now lead it 3-1. And Bruce Hurst put it in the wheelhouse, to use another game's terminology, and Barfield did miss it. I'm going to bring up Willie Upshaw. 1-6. It's a hit by pitch. This is interesting. You could get a hit by pitch right after a home run. How would that do? That's a 2 minus a 3, though, so no hit by pitch. But he did come inside on Upshaw, who didn't like it. Upshaw will swing, see if we can pay him back. He cannot. He grounds to second for out number 1. So 1 down for Kelly Gruber. 5-6, strikeout chance too high. We go to Gruber. 5-3 is a fly to right for out number 2. And in my weird brain, I can't look at Kelly Gruber without thinking of Hans Gruber from Die Hard. That's just the way my mind works. 2 outs, and that brings up Ron Shepard. But I don't think of Bob Shepard when I think of Ron Shepard. That's totally different. 1-6, another hit by pitch chance. But again, the -3 is going to, plus he has a 0, so no hit by pitch. But Hurst is pitching inside. Shepard 5-6, question mark 7. That's a 9. Shepard's going to double again. So Shepard 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. Little Ron Shepard is taking it to Bruce Hurst. And the inning's still not over. Here's Buck Martinez. Nothing on the Havoc. Hurst to Martinez. 5-5 is a range play. There are 2 outs, so they're back at normal depth. Here's Buck Martinez. 6-2. That is a fly to center. It's a range check on Tony Armas. And as we look at Tony Armas's card, not very good. His range is only a 2. So this could drop. No, Armas makes the catch. Saves a run. So Tony Armas makes up for that error earlier in the previous inning by making a nice running catch and holding Toronto just to 1 run. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Now it's 3-1 Toronto. Clancy getting that run support they like so much. And it's Billy Buckner to lead it off for the Sox. Clancy, 5-1. That's a walk chance. 20, way too high for that. Go to Buck. 1-3, ground ball to first. Easy play, 1 away, and here's Jim Rice. Red Sox looking as dormant in this game as they have in the Stratomatic replay. 3-4, it's a blank. We go to Jim Rice. 6-2, it's a double to right field. So Jim Rice says, what do you mean dormant? There we go. I'll dormant you right there with a double to right field. So he doubles to right field, and that's going to bring up Don Baylor. Nothing on the strat. Clancy, 1-3, range play at the ballpark. So we bring Fenway Park back into play on a range play for Don Baylor. 1-5, that's a fly to right, but we're checking the range of the right fielder, Jesse Barfield. And Barfield's range in right field is a 5, best you can have. And he makes the catch. The question is, can Rice go to third? Probably not on Barfield's arm. To go from second to third on a fly to right, you do lose 1 on your run rating. He runs as a 2, it drops to a 1. If we look at Barfield's arm, he's a -1, so that means Rice has no opportunity to move up. It's simply a fly to right for out number 2. It's going to be up to Dewey Evans to get it done. Strat roll for Clancy. 20, so there's a chance of a pickoff or a pickoff error on a 1 or a 2. Nothing happening. Rice gets back. Clancy, 1-3. Another range play going right back to Fenway Park again. Range play at the ballpark for Dewey Evans. 4-4, and that's a star 6, which on Clancy is a fly to right, and we're right back in the same boat. Again, Barfield is a 5. And he makes the catch. So Barfield makes 2 nice range plays to take care of business. And we go to the top of the 5th. It is 3-1 Toronto. As the Red Sox continue to look for answers. So far they haven't found them. But they're going to stick with Hurst at least for a little while longer. Here's Tony Fernandez. One 3 strikeout chance, 12 too high for Fernandez. He will swing. 6-4, he's going to single to center field. So Tony Fernandez, a leadoff single. His attempt is a 3. Nope, nothing happening. So here's Garcia. 2-2 for Hurst is going back to the ballpark. So we go to Fenway again, and we'll bring Fenway right there. We're at Fenway Park. Not a range check, just a regular check at Fenway. 2-5 is a star 4, which in this case is a ground ball to second. Possible double play. Garcia's a 4 double play rating. So the infield halfway makes him a 5. The pivot is the shortstop Spike Owen with the ball going to second. And Owen is a +1 for a 6, but it's not a guaranteed double play because if we roll a 6, it's runner advance. But anything else, 1 to 5, it's a double play. And it is. Double play, 4-6-3. 2 quick outs. And we're down now to Garth Orge. Or I have them out. You know what? I had them out of turn, didn't I? It should have been Orge's at bat, not Garcia. But the 3 would have been good anyway because he was a 2 plus the 1 pivot plus the. So yeah, it was still the same. So it turns out it didn't matter. It would have been a double play either way. It was actually Orge that hit into the double play, not Garcia. When I used cards to do the base running, kind of, if I'm not careful, it gets them out of order. So I got to be careful about that. Robert has a little thing with his game that he has the cards standing up in order. It's a lot easier. A little bit different for me to do it this way. I'm still learning the trade on how to do it this particular way. But fortunately, I caught it, and it didn't affect the play. That's the important part. Hurst, 6-2, strikeout 4, got him. So Garcia's out on strikes, and that's going to end the inning. But it is helpful to have this thing here for not only for the video purposes, but for me to let me know who's next in line, so I don't get him in case the cards get out of order. I'm still straight. I just got to pay more attention. That's all. All right. So leading things off for the Red Sox, it's going to be Tony Armas here in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Armas, Gedman, and Owen, bottom 3 of the order. 3-1. Hello, Kenyon. How you doing? 3-1 ball game. Clancy, 1-2. That's a possible error. Armas, 3-1 is a fly to right. Error check is on the right fielder Barfield. His error rating in right field is a 2. That's a 5, no error. So, again, nice fine play by Jesse Barfield. He's showing him how to do it in right field. That'll bring up Gedman with 1 out. 1-3 is a range play at the ball. We've hit that 1-3 on Clancy several times. Now, it's the 3rd range play at Fenway Park based on just that 1 roll alone. Don't know why it keeps coming up. 6-6 is a star 1, though. It's a fly to center with a range check. It is a range check, so the center fielder Shepard, again, is a 3. We've already checked that once. He is a 3. He won't get it. So will it be a single or a double? It's just a single for Rich Gedman. So the failed range check puts Gedman on board. Gedman, no chance to steal, but we'll check for pickoff. Nothing happening. Here's Spike Owen. 5-2, and against a switch hitter batting left-handed, that's going to be an automatic out. So let's see what the out is. It's a 2, which is a ground ball to first. Possible double play, but not likely. 2. Nothing there. Nothing on the first baseman to pivot at short. Tony Fernandez. Let's see if he gets any advantage. He's a 0. So it's a 1-2 for a double play. It's a 6. It's actually runner advance automatically. So Gedman gets second base on the ground up by Spike Owen. 2 down, though. But Wade Boggs is coming up. He's got a chance to drive home and run. Nothing on the strat. Clancy, 4-1. Ballpark car going back to Fenway again. Boy, Fenway's been busy. Back to Fenway for Boggs. 1-2 is a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So, unfortunately for the Red Sox, Fenway was not able to help them out. And we go to the top of the 6th. Still 3-1. Favor of Toronto. Bruce Hurst coming back out to start the 6th. Taking on George Bell, Barfield, and Upshaw. Heart of the order for the Jays. Hurst, 5-5 is a range play. Go to Bell. 6-3 is a star 1, which is a ground ball to third. We're checking the range of Wade Boggs. Boggs' range is a 5. Best you can have. And he makes the play easily, 1 down. So Boggs with the 5, kind of high range. I didn't think he'd have a range that when I think of Boggs, I think of hitting, not necessarily defense, but apparently he had excellent range in 1986. At least that's the way Chris rated him. Here's Barfield. 4-4. That is a first super walk chance of the game, and it will be a walk to Jesse Barfield. 1 out walk to Barfield, and now the bullpen for the Red Sox starting to stir down there. There is activity, and it is right-hander Steve Crawford loosening in the pen. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Here's Willie Upshaw, lefty on lefty. 3-5, and 3-5 is a single if he was tired, but he's not tired. At least not yet. Upshaw, 4-2, is going to pop it up to second for out number 2. And now he just has to get Kelly Gruber to get out of the inning. Strategy roll, nothing happening. 1-4, strikeout chance, got him. That's going to end the inning. So Bruce Hurst is at least going to pitch 6 innings. It's actually, quote-unquote, a quality start. 6 innings with 3 runs or less is determined to be a quality start. Not sure why it's a quality start, but it is, because I believe the ERA comes at like 4.50 or something. So to me, it's not quality. To me, 6 innings and 2 runs are quality, but not 3 runs. But I think that's going to be it for Bruce Hurst. I think they'll cap him at 6 innings, and they will go to Steve Crawford in the top of the 7th. But we got to get there first. We're looking at the bottom of the 6th. Marty Barrett, followed by Buckner and Rice. Heart of the order for the Red Sox. See if they can do some damage here against Jim Clancy. They got a run in the first and nothing since. 1-1 is a strikeout chance. 5 is too high. Marty Barrett barely strikes out at all. So he will get the swing. 2-1, question mark 8 against a righty. That's a 17. It ends at a 14, so it's just a fly to center. And Shepard runs it down for out number 1. So 1 away for Billy Buck. 3-5, that's a possible error on a throw. 2-2 is a single to first. Now there is a possible error on a throw though, so let's see. S3, let's check the chart. S3 on a ET. It says number 9. So we go to number 9. It says infield single with 1 extra base advancement on bad throw. Otherwise only gets 1 base total. So we're checking the error rating of the first baseman. That's a 20. Upshaw's error rating is not that high. Upshaw's error rating is only a 2. So there will not be an error, but he will get the single. But when he was tossing to Clancy to cover, it wasn't in time, but Clancy did prevent the error. So Buckner's aboard on a 1-out single. And that will send up Jim Rice. He is the tying run at the plate. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Clancy to Rice, 6-5. That's a possible wild pitch. That's an 11. It just missed the pass ball chance, so it's just going to be ball 1 as Martinez blocked it. 5-2, home run possibility against a right-hander, and Jim Rice is up, but his home run is only a 9 against righties. But that's a 4. That's good enough. Jim Rice is good enough for me. Kaboom! Jim Rice, a 2-run bomb over the Green Monster. As Clancy, as to use a phrase from RJL, Clancy, I'm not sure how the phrase goes. It has something to do with lasagna, but I don't, pasta and lasagna or something. I don't know. I better not stick to my own phrases, I guess, and not try to mimic someone else. That is a 2-run homer. Tie the game at 3. I think it was a meatball and it turned into lasagna or something like that. Here's Don Baylor. Now the bullpen for the Blue Jays is loosening as we have Dennis Lamp loosening the bullpen. Baylor, 4-5, strikeout chance 10. Will not get him. He is a 10, but the stadium takes away 1, drops him to a 9, so that 10 fails. So Baylor survives and gets to swing. 6-5, ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. I have to check that back. It's only 2 outs. My bad, because Barrett started the inning. It's only 2 outs. And now Evans is up with 2 down and the base is clear. 2-6, strikeout chance. He's not tired yet. Evans is gone. That is the 3rd out of the inning. And that's going to do it. And I think we're going to cap Clancy at 6 innings as well. So it's going to be a battle of the bullpens from here on out. It's 3-3 after 6 complete. And we're looking to the bullpens for both teams. And coming on for the Red Sox will be right-hander Steve Crawford. He was 0-2 with a 3.92 ERA and 4 saves in 1986. No decision for Bruce Hurst. Clancy could still get a victory if the Blue Jays score this inning and maintain the lead. Leading off is Ron Shepard. He's 2 for 2, but that was against the lefty. So he does there against a righty that, I probably should have pinch hit with Mosby, but it's too late now. 5-1, and that would have been a single had I done that. So I screwed that up. I wasn't thinking. Should have pinch hit with Mosby. I forgot. All right. Well, we're going to let him swing anyway. He had 2 doubles, so maybe he'll get something anyway. But he would have had an automatic single against Crawford. Shepard, 5-1's a star. 3's a fly to right, 1 away. So kind of messed that one up. Here's Buck Martinez. Now he will be called back. And they will go to the bench. So Buck Martinez is lifted. Ernie Witt's going to be the new catcher, but I don't think he's going to be the pinch hitter. They may be they're going to use Rance Mullenix as a pinch hitter, I think. No, you know what? They're going to use Ernie Witt. They're going to let Ernie Witt pinch hit. He's a 268 hitter. Why not? So Ernie Witt's going to pinch hit for Buck Martinez here against Steve Crawford. So Ernie Witt will be the new catcher. In place of Buck Martinez. Crawford, 6-6, ballpark car going back to Fenway once again. Been a very busy trip to Fenway Park. 1-1's a double to right field. Ernie Witt, pinch hit double. It wasn't his own doing. It was the ballpark's doing, but he'll take it. Ernie Witt with a 1-out double. And all of a sudden now the Blue Jays have something cooking with Tony Fernandez. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Crawford to Fernandez. 6-4, he's not tired, so there's no single there. So Fernandez will swing. 2-2, star 4, that is a ground ball to second. Witt will take third, but now there are 2 outs. 2 down, it's up to Garth Orge, but Garth Orge is going to be called back, I think. Or you know what? He's a 260 hitter. We're going to leave him in there. We're going to let him swing as a 260 hitter. I'm not going to pinch hit for him. Nothing on the Havoc. Crawford. 5-2. Hit by pitch chance. He's a 2, but that's a -10, so that's not happening. But Orge will swing. 5-3, and that's a ground ball to third to end the inning. So Crawford pitches around the mess. And the Blue Jays come away empty-handed here in the top of the 7th. So nothing doing for the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the 7th in a 3-3 ball game. And we need a new pitcher for Boston, obviously. I'm sorry, for Toronto, rather. And it's going to be Dennis Lamp. But before we do that, we are going to the 7th inning stretch. Stan and Sing, take me out to the ball game. All right, 7th inning stretch is in the books, and the new pitcher for the Blue Jays will be the aforementioned Dennis Lamp. Lamp, 2-6, 5.05 ERA and 2 saves. So he is in to start the bottom of the 7th against Tony Armas and company for the Blue Jays. And we put Ernie Witt in as the new catcher. So make sure I got him in there where he's supposed to be. All right, bottom of the 7th, tied at 3 apiece. I think Crawford's day is done, so we'll bring in another pitcher for Boston in the 8th. But right now, tied at 3. Yankees and Orioles tonight on RJL. Shameless plug. Never shameless, of course, as RJL likes to say. So Tony Armas will lead off against the new pitcher, Dennis Lamp. 5-3, and that is a blank, so we go to Tony Armas's card. 1-3, single to center field for Tony Armas. So Armas will single. Now, let's see what the Red Sox want to do. They may go to a pinch runner and then bring a better defensive center fielder in the game. So let's see what they want to do here. Like I said, plethora of guys on the bench that they could go to. And actually on the roster, but not on the sheet because I ran out of room, they do have a outfielder called Lachelle Tarver, and he's going to pinch run for Tony Armas. And the new center fielder will be Dave Henderson in his Seattle getup, but he will be the new center fielder going forward. But Tarver's going to run, and then the new center fielder is going to be Henderson. All right, wheels are turning in John McNamara's dugout. Rich Gedman is up. Nobody out. Strategy roll. Nothing. Actually, didn't need a strategy roll in that one. Here's Gedman. 5-3. Blank again. We go to Gedman. That's a 2-6. It's a fly to right, one away. So Gedman is retired. Now for Spike Owen, do we get a pinch hitter for Spike Owen? I think we will. Spike Owen's going to come out. And we'll get a pinch hitter for Spike Owen. The new shortstop for the Red Sox will be Ed Romero. The pinch hitter will be Mike Greenwell. So Mike Greenwell is going to hit, and Romero will take over at shortstop in place of Spike Owen. So switches again. We got Romero coming in to play short, and we have Greenwell pinch hitting in a big spot. No strategy roll because of the nothing going on there. Well, no, his attempt is a 5, so do need to roll it. My bad. 11, nothing happening. Lamp to Greenwell. 3-1 is a walk chance, and that's an 11. And Greenwell will walk. So that puts runners at first and second. And now with the lefties coming up at the top of the order, the Red Sox are going to the Blue Jays are going to the pen. And Dennis Lamp will be extinguished as his day is done. He went 1/3 of an inning, but he's on the hook for the loss. And there are a couple of lefties in the bullpen. They got Mickey Mailer and they got Jeff Musselman. They will use Mickey Mailer. They acquired him from Texas in mid-season. He is carded with Texas still. That's just the way they did it on inside pitch. He pitched mornings for Texas apparently, so that's where they carded him. But he is on the roster in this game. Facing Wade Boggs. Nothing on the strategy roll. Infield is at double play depth with 1 out. 2-2 is a range play, so that means it's going to drop one from the range of the infielders if there's a ground ball. 2-1 is a fly to left, so actually the range's check is on the left fielder, George Bell. And George Bell, his range is only a 2. Kind of surprising. He's only a 2, so this could drop in. This could be trouble. And it is. That's a 6. So let's see if we get extra bases. We do not. We get a single. So it is a single to left field. Let's check the base running advancement. Tarver is a 3. And on a single to left, from second base, you add 1, gives him a 4. George Bell's arm is a 0. So 1-4, and the Red Sox have taken the lead. It's a 6. That means somebody might be out. And this is where the base running can get a little complicated sometimes, although RJL does a very good job of explaining it. So what we do when we roll a 6 is we go here to the outfield arm chart, which is a 0. Bell is a 0. So we're checking, we're going to roll 1d6. If we roll a 4 through 6, then the runner's going to hold, the bases will be loaded. If we roll a 1 through 3, then we go to this third chart to see what happens. It's a 4. So since we rolled a 4, it simply means that Tarver is going to put on the brakes and everybody's safe and the bases are loaded. So Mickey Mailer was not the answer. And with the right-hander Barrett coming up, they're going to pull Mickey Mailer. He's a one-trick pony to go one batter. This is not 2022, obviously, so you can do that. And they're going to go to the right-hander, and it's going to be right-handed pitcher Mark Foghorn Eichhorn. 14-6, 1.72 ERA, and 14 saves. And talk about coming in a big spot. You have the bases loaded and 1 out. Infield, let's see. Infield's going to come in. They don't want a cheap run on a ground ball, so they're going to bring the infield in. Bases are loaded. That means ranges on the infielders go down by 2, so they're hoping that if they get a ground ball, it's not a range check. There is a chance for a balk, so we will roll the strategy roll. There is no 20, so nothing happening. Eichhorn in a bind here, bases loaded. He inherited this situation. Bases loaded and 1 out. Looking to get out of this. 5-6. It's a strikeout plus or a super strikeout, and he got him. The 8 there, the super strikeout makes that a 13. Stadium drops it to a 12, but that's an 8. So we got him. 2 down. And a huge strikeout from Mark Eichhorn. Still not out of the woods work yet because Buckner's the batter. The infield is back to normal, though. Nothing on the havoc. So Eichhorn trying to pitch out of this. 2-3 is going back to the ballpark card. So going back to Fenway. Huge thing here with Fenway Park. See what Buckner can do on Fenway. 6-4, he's going to fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. And boy, Mark Eichhorn just pitched out of a serious jam and keeps the Red Sox off the board, keeps the score at 3 apiece. As we go to the 8th inning and talk about, boy, might have been saving the game right here in the early innings. So now we need to do the Red Sox changes with their pinch hitters and defensive substitutions and whatnot. So coming in for the Red Sox to play shortstop will be Ed Romero. He is a 2 with a 9 and a -1 pivot. I got to make sure I get Henderson in the lineup defensively as well. He is a 4 range, whereas Armas, I believe, was only a 2, so Henderson's much better defensively. And Greenwell was used as a pitcher. He is no longer in the game. And now we need a new pitcher for the Red Sox. And Tarver's no longer in the game. He was the pinch runner. So we need a new pitcher for the Red Sox as Crawford's day is done. For the Blue Jays, it's all right-handers coming up. So the Red Sox will go to, here in the top of the 8th, they will go to Bob Stanley. So Bob Stanley is on in a 3-3 game here in the top of the 8th. Garcia, the leadoff hitter, is the DH, but he is going to be called back. Blue Jays will go to a lefty off the bench to try to get some spark in that lineup. And the left-hander they will go to, assuming they go to a left-hander, It's going to be Rick Leach. Rick Leach will stay in the game to play DH. He's a 309 hitter. Of course, his card is not. He's not carded for splits because he only didn't have enough at bats against lefties. So it's kind of a cookie cutter card, but they will take advantage of his place in a righty. So maybe it's not too bad. So Rick Leach will be the new pinch hit or new DH going forward for Garcia. It is going to be Leach going forward. So he will stay in the game as DH. After this, Stanley, 3-5, and against a lefty. Well, it doesn't matter. Looking here, 3-5 is a straight up single. S1. So Stanley comes in and gives a leadoff single right off the bat to Rick Leach. And now, do you pinch run for Rick Leach is the question. When you got a bench like this, you can afford to make a lot of changes. He's only a 2 base runner. Do they try to get anybody else off the bench that can run? Boy, Mosby is a 4, but you'd like to put him in center field, not DH. So they're going to keep Leach there. They're not going to do anything else with him. Stanley on the Havoc, nothing going on with strategy roll. So here's George Bell. Stanley to Bell, 3-4 is a strikeout plus, and he's going to get him. So big strikeout there for Bob Stanley. 1 away, and that brings up Jesse Barfield. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Here's Barfield. 2-6 is going back to Fenway Park again. Boy, might as well keep that card out here. Been wearing it out, going back and forth. So Fenway Park. 3-3 on Fenway Park is a ground ball to the catcher. So ground ball to the catcher. And let's see what they got for double play ratings. He's a 2. The pivot would be, with the right-handed batter up, the pivot would be the second baseman, Marty Barrett. And his pivot is a 0. So we're still at a 2, nothing there. So it's a 1-2, and I don't think RJL, I don't think that was a ground ball to the catcher. Well, you still get the +1 for being infield halfway. So it's a 1-3. And it's a 2, so they turn the double play anyway. So how about that? That's going to go 2 to 4 to 1 to end the inning. Wow. Nice play there by Rich Gedman. Took care of business. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still tied at 3. And Eichhorn's going to come back out. He can face 9 batters. He only faced, I think, 2 or 3. So he's in good shape. It will be Boggs, Barrett, and Buckner due up for the Red Sox. Top of the order for Boston. Hi, Forrest. How you doing? Good to see you. Eichhorn to Boggs, 5-6. Would be a strikeout plus against a righty, but we're facing a lefty, so it is a blank. 6-4, single to left field for Wade Boggs. So leadoff single by Boggs. And now the wheels are turning. Barrett is an excellent bunter. Let's see what the strategy roll shows. It's a 5, so no bunt chance, but you could do it manually, which is certainly an option. And I think the situation calls for a bunt. He is a 5 bunter. The infield's going to play in at the corners, which is going to drop him to a 4 bunter. So a 4 bunter, and we're going to roll the D20 along with 1D6 to see who fields it. But first we got to roll to see if we're going to do the pitcher roll to make sure there's no strikeout. That's the first thing I got to do. 3-2, and it is a possible strikeout, but 19 is too high, so Barrett will in fact lay down the bunt. And that's an 18. That could be interesting. There's a 4 and an 18 says safe. Great bunt. Everyone's safe. So Barrett puts down a picture-perfect bunt and beats it out for an infield hit. And all of a sudden, Red Sox have 2 on with nobody out. And Eichhorn in trouble for Billy Buckner. Strategy roll. 1, but Boggs has no attempt, so no running there. Eichhorn, 4-6 is that strikeout plus again. He's going to get Buckner. No, he's not actually, because Buckner only strikes out as a 3. That's a 19, so the plus is not going to strike him out. So Buckner will get to swing. Plus, he's a lefty, so it wouldn't have, whether the 10 wouldn't have mattered anyway. So Buckner does get to swing. 2-4, question mark 9. Against a right-hander, it goes to 8, but that's a 15. It's simply a fly to right. And that is out number 1. Question is, can Boggs make it to third? He cannot. His run rating's a 2. You lose 1. Going from second to third, and Barfield's a -1 arm, so no chance whatsoever. Runners have to hold, and that'll bring up Jim Rice. Nothing on the Havoc. Eichhorn to Rice. 3-5. He's not tired, so there's no single yet. It'll be Rice's turn to swing. 6-6. He's going to double to center field. Boggs will score. The Red Sox take the lead. Question is, what about Marty Barrett? He's a 3. And the center fielder, Shepard, his arm is a 0. So 1-3 there. Let's check the chart for adjustments. Double to center. Run on first, you add 1. So it's actually going to be a 4. So 1-4, he will score from first base. And he does. So Marty Barrett scores as well. Jim Rice, a 2-run double off of Mark Eichhorn. And the Red Sox grab a 5-3 lead with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. And they may not be done yet. Eichhorn now chagrined by that. Toronto may be going to the bullpen again. Let's look at their bullpen. They don't really have a whole lot other than Hinkie, and I don't think you're going to use your closer when you're down. So I think they're going to let Eichhorn keep going. Nothing on the Havoc. Eichhorn 2-4, and that is a range play at the ballpark. So again, we're going back to Fenway for a range play on Don Baylor. That's a 1-1. That's a double to right, but again, it's a range check, and Barfield is a 5. And he makes the catch for out number 2, and Rice cannot go anywhere. So 2 down for Dewey Evans. Nothing on the strategy roll. Eichhorn to Evans. 1-2 is possible. Wild pitch. 11 is too high. It's just ball 1. Pitch again. 6-6. That's a strikeout plus, and he got him to end the inning. But damage done. Jim Rice comes through in a big way with a 2-run double here in the bottom of the 8th. And we go to the 9th. Last chance for Toronto. And they'll have to do it against Calvin Schiraldi, the closer. So Calvin Schiraldi will be coming on for Stanley. Stanley stands to be the winner. But Schiraldi will be coming on to try to close the deal. And in 1986, Calvin Schiraldi, 4-2, 1.41 ERA, 9 saves. He also has the special K result. We have to keep cognizant of that. And for the Blue Jays, it'll be Leach, Bell, and Barfield due up against Calvin Schiraldi in a 5-3 Boston lead. Leach, the new DH, took over for Garcia as the DH. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that was, okay, that's right. Okay. Schiraldi, 6-2. That's a strikeout chance. 3 gets him. So Rick Leach is gone with a strikeout. 1 away for George Bell. 1-6, strikeout plus, he got him. So, boy, Schiraldi not messing around. 2 strikeouts in a row. It's up to Jesse Barfield. 6-1 ballpark. Why not go to Fenway again? We've been going there all day. Might as well go one more time at least. Barfield now 4-3. That's a single to right field, so the inning continues. And as RJL would say, what, did you expect a 1-2-3 final inning in the NBC game of the week? Not going to happen. So Barfield's aboard. Tying runs now at the plate in Willie Upshaw. No strategy roll to worry about. Schiraldi to Upshaw. Whoop, that's a Suidice. We'll re-roll that. 6-2, and that is a strikeout chance. 2 gets him, and the ball game is over. Calvin Schiraldi locks it in for the Red Sox as they defeat the Blue Jays by the score of 5-3 here on the potentially the final NBC game of the week for the year, because next week would be the final one, but I might just go straight to the playoffs. I haven't decided yet. But in this case, the Red Sox get the victory by the score of 5-3. Player of the game, Jim Rice, his 2-run double here in the 8th was the difference. Winning pitcher, Bob Stanley. Losing pitcher was Mark Eichhorn. And the save goes to Calvin Schiraldi. So Red Sox do it 5-3 here on the NBC Game of the Week. I know a lot of you guys want to go watch college football, which is perfectly understandable. But that's why I try to start a little bit earlier than normal. I used to start at 12, but kind of wanted to start at 11 today. I think I started more like at 11:15, 11:20, something like that. A little bit late starting. But anyway, we got the game in. That's the important part. And Red Sox win it. I mean, it's not going to help them in the replay, but I guess it's a good farewell tour for the Red Sox since they're not going to be in the playoffs. I wanted to give them one farewell game, and there they got it to get the victory over Toronto by the score of 5-3. Next week, if I do the final regular season game of this, or final Saturday of the regular season, which would be October the 4th, 1986, it would be the Giants and the Dodgers. Fernando Valenzuela for the Dodgers. I'm not sure who's pitching for the Giants. I would do that game. If not, then I would do one of the playoff games to start. Either inside pitch, Astros and Mets from the Astrodome, or or Yankees and Angels from Boston. From New York, rather, on payoff pitch. I'm trying to put the Yankees and Boston together because I think Boston had the home field in that series. So it would start in Yankee Stadium on payoff pitch against the Angels for games 1 and 2. Games 1 and 2 in the NLCS would be in the Astrodome on inside pitch. So I'm leaning more that way because the regular season now is pretty much irrelevant with none of the pennant races have anything going on. Divisions have long since been decided. So I figure rather than, I won't say waste time with another regular season game, I thought it'd be better just to go straight to the playoffs. So my first inclination, this is subject to change, my first inclination is to play the Yankees and the Angels from Yankee Stadium on payoff pitch next Saturday around 11 o'clock for Game 1 of the ALCS. Game 1 of the NLCS would be shortly after that. Probably would be a recorded game and uploaded maybe on Sunday. As Saturday is usually the day I do some recording. So thinking about doing the ALCS game live on payoff pitch with the recorded upload of the NLCS Game 1 on the following Sunday. So that's my initial thoughts. Not sure, like I said, it's not written in stone, but it's my initial thoughts to do that. Hope you enjoy your Saturday, wherever you are. It's gotten, at least the weather here is dramatically cooled down. It was in the 90s early in the week. Now it's in the 70s. I think it got down in the 40s last night. So it feels like fall now, finally. Feels like football weather. Still warms up in the low 70s, so not bad during the afternoon. Nice pleasant breeze out there. So I'm going to go out. I need to go out and cut the grass. I need to do my honeydew stuff as well. Get my chores done so I can enjoy more of the hobby later. Thank you to everybody who came into the... hello, Jack. Yeah, the Bees, I'm going to record their game actually sometime today and upload it probably on Monday. So I usually do it on Friday, but I think I'm going to do a special Monday edition of the Buffalo Bees and the Vancouver Voyagers. I plan to do that, to upload that either tomorrow or Monday. One or the other, depends on how fast I upload it. But don't forget RJL tonight, 1961, Orioles and Yankees. Check him out. I believe it starts generally around 7:30, something like that, East Coast time. Enjoy your Saturday, college football, whatever it is you want to watch, NFL tomorrow, so forth. And until next time, probably with the Buffalo Bees, I will have to get Kip Scary, get his voice tuned up again. Hopefully not singing, but just talking. And that should be the next broadcast, is Buffalo Bees and the Vancouver Voyagers from Buffalo after the long road trip, that 11-game road trip. They are back home for an 8-game homestand, so they're looking forward to that. First challenge is the first place in the West, the Vancouver Voyagers. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.